If you're running a wholesale team and deals are slipping through the cracks, it's usually not a lead problem, it's a systems problem. So here's a tutorial on how we are using Resimpli in our business to generate 7 figures a year and close 10 to 15 deals a month. I'm breaking down the real power of this CRM and how we use it day to day with a team. Let's jump into it. First thing is the power of Resimpli, and what I like about it is that it's very simple in the sense that there's all these tasks that you're going to get due, and this is a way of sharing mainly follow-ups. So here for me, I have all these properties that I follow up with. You have certain due dates, and you can click on either due in the past, today, and also then due later. And which is very beneficial is that every day, every team member has their tasks. So you can go in and you can see how many tasks they are due, and they just need to go through these tasks. And it's mainly follow-ups with sellers to see if they're looking to sell. Or on the whole disposition side, if you're wholesaling, following up with the title company, anything along those lines. So as an owner, which is really cool, is you can go through, and these are all our different people, obviously these are going to be blurred out, but you can go through each team member and see how many tasks they have. So if I go to this person, I can see, okay, they only have 4 tasks, and you can hold them accountable. So this is the dashboard of Resimpli, and that's a very powerful feature. It may change in the future, but I'm sure that you're going to be able to still see people's tasks. Next is new leads, and so you can see all of the new leads that came in, and you can see the average time of that we get back to these leads. And so there's different sections of Resimpli where there's a conveyor belt on the acquisition side. So it starts with a lead that comes in, and then how we vision it, and you could rename these depending on your business, is a new lead comes in, and then you're working on that lead 0 to 7 days that they're looking to sell. And then we got working or cold and working, 31 plus days is when they're potentially looking to sell, and just going down the line of that framework. And then we have appointment set, offers made, so you can just easily just move these addresses depending on what stage the lead is at. So that's really cool just to easily see that. And let's actually click into a lead. So when you click into a lead, you can call them from your number that you'd set up with Resimpli, and then it also grabs all this information for that certain lead. This is a lead that has no address, so there's no information on it. And you could also text them from there. So I could call, I can text, I can activate a drip, which I'll get into later. But drip campaigns are the most powerful feature of this CRM, in my opinion, where it automates follow-up, which I'll dive into here soon. You can also add an appointment. So if I say add an appointment, I can give that detail. I can say when it's due. I could say who it's for. So I have a team involved, so I could say, hey, it's for this person. And then I could say at a certain time. And what's really cool is, let's just actually give myself an appointment. Let's just say the 26th, 9 a.m. So this is tomorrow, say 9:30 for myself. And I'm gonna say call seller. I'm gonna save this appointment, and I can give myself a description. And I'm gonna go all over the place, but I just want to I'm just gonna show you guys how this works. And I think you guys get a good feel of if it's worth it for you or not to use Resimpli as a CRM tool. So I can go to the calendar section, and now if say I am a rep or a salesperson, I can just click here and I'm like, okay, cool. On my calendar, I have a call due. And we actually could see other people's calendars. I don't know if we're using this in the best capacity, but look at that. Yeah, you can see all these other people's calendars, which is cool. So let's just look at this. You can see all these other calendars, they're scheduled depending on where things are at. So very great way of holding people accountable as well on what they have due. You can look at their tasks, you can look at their calendar. Very visible. Let's go back to the dashboard now. So new leads is cool because you can see how many new leads came in. I'll just click this again. You see all the new leads that came in and when we last reached out to them. So for example, this lead last updated, today's February 25th, 2026. So last night, February 24, or on the 24th, this lead came in. And we want to make sure, hey, the team's on it and getting back to these people. So now let's go back, open messages. This is really powerful. So open leads are leads that have been sent in SMS or called back, but we haven't responded back to them yet. So this is really cool. That's whole CRM identifies people that have reached back out to us that we haven't got back to. So we could click on open leads, and you can categorize this however you want. You can make it a list view or a grid view. I like the grid view because it lets me know what stage things are at. And then I could see, okay, this person got back to us on February 25th, 1:37 p.m. and it's yeah, we need to get back to this person soon. So you can just easily hold the team accountable based off of the stage of where things are at, and easily see people that we haven't got back to all in one spot. So that is a very cool feature. Going back to this, you got the internal inbox. So this is team communication. So let's click into this. You could see people tagging you, and so this is your inbox to see, hey, acquisition rep, get on this deal, or hey, I need to order a lockbox. This is just all internal communication. So that is very cool. And same idea, I could see other people's communication and hold them accountable if they're getting back to the team members. So there's that, and then you could see there's buy-side contingencies, sell-side contingencies. This lets you know if you're utilizing the disposition process in Resimpli, when contingencies are due. So after 7 days, you can click into it and it'll identify that property. So that's amazing. And then there's this process. This is really cool. So then there's a whole KPI section, which we'll dive into soon. But based off of our the ways that we see these leads, our funnel. So we got new leads, and then we work in them, and we ultimately set them up as an appointment. And then from there, we make an offer, and then we get them under contract. And there's warm leads as well. You can see if things are on a drip or not on a task. And so drip and task, there's two different things on how we're reaching out to these people when it comes to managing the follow-up. We have a drip campaign, which is an automated follow-up, which I'm going to dive into right after this. And then there's tasks, where you can just add a task, and it's a manual follow-up of, hey, I need to call this person, or hey, text this person. So now you could see within each section if we have in a one-stop shop if there's no drip or no pending tasks on these leads. So this is like for us, for example, looking at this right now, I see appointments set. There's 23 leads, which is like unacceptable, right? We have 23 leads that we have an appointment set for, and we have no next step of following up with them. So this is an easy way to hold the team accountable of like, hey, all these people should at least have a drip or a task. So what is a drip? A drip is, I'm gonna go to settings, I'm gonna go to drip campaigns. And so you could have drips for your leads, you could have your drips for buyers, vendors, and sold. So I'm going to show you what this looks like, because I think this is the biggest leverage point that the CRM has. Other CRMs have it, but it's very tailored towards wholesale real estate and just reaching out to homeowners and buyers in general. So you could say whatever that drip campaign is. You could say it's leads, buyers, or whatever category. And you can say, let's say 2 minutes after. So let's like go like this. So already have these preset emails, and you could preview the email. And you can skip the weekends, but right now is anytime we get a lead, and they have this feature where a lot of this stuff can be automated as well, but we won't get into that. And let's add another step too. So right when I create this drip, let's just say following up with seller, it's a warm lead. So I can activate a drip, and I'll show you where to activate that, but I can make it so it automatically, when I activate it, 2 minutes after I activate it, they're gonna have an email sent to them that I've already pre-done, and it's going to have it be specific for that lead. So the name's gonna change. If say one of my team members is reaching out, that team member will change, so you can make it customized. So that's amazing. And then we can say, okay, after 2 minutes they don't answer. Let's just say, after 3 days, who would be responsible for this task? Let's just say it's the acquisition manager, and let's just say high priority. We're going to say, hey, you have to call the seller in this case. And let's add another idea to say 2 days after. And I'm just obviously making this up right now. Let's do a ringless voicemail. So these are all the different ways that you can reach out to homeowners in this case. So ringless voicemail sounds the same as the name for what it does, is it automatically drops a voicemail to the person that you're reaching out to without having to call them. Very powerful. You can have preset voicemails, and you can just drop them to whoever you're trying to reach out to. So very cool feature there. You can do the exact same thing with email. You can do the same thing with text. You have all these texts, and there's variable fields. So I can say at first name. These are all the variable fields that you can do. Co-owner, first name. So this is what I was talking about earlier, of how you can make it customized. And so there's all these different ways to reach out to these people, and you can automate this. So I can build this out to, say, 30 different steps. So depending on the situation, I can have preset follow-ups up to, I don't even know the limit, but basically I have one that's a drip campaign that's up to, I think, several years, just to see if they are looking to sell. And obviously you space it out based off of the person's situation, but it's a way to automate follow-up and save so much time. So that is the benefit of drip campaigns. So this section shows, hey, is anyone on a drip campaign or not in a task? You can just easily see that from a bird's eye view. Okay, so that's the dashboard there. I don't use this stuff too much, but there's a ton that you could do where all of your KPIs, when you're reaching out to people, you can see what's going on. So there's that. I'm not gonna go too deep into that. So that is that section. There's the inbox section where you could just manage people getting back to you. I don't want to dive into that because there's gonna be a lot of personal information there, but that's a very cool feature to use. Same idea with Gmail. You can connect your Gmail. Let's see if I haven't connected my Gmail yet. You can reach out with your email through here and have a one-stop shop to check it out. So their whole purpose, this CRM, is there's a lot of different platforms that have all of these different features, and what they did really well is they combined everything in one spot. So you don't need to go to PropStream or all these other platforms that do these different things. They consolidated it all in one, and they did it really well. So AI agents, there's other videos on this, and but these are all the different things that you can leverage when it comes to using AI. So speed to lead, and there's different videos on this, but just as an example, when somebody calls in, you can make it so it automatically calls them back, and it would be an AI voice here. And same thing for KPI insights. That's one where it'll probably give you, analyzes KPI data. So all these little cool things, and they're just getting better, which is amazing. This is all the different campaigns. We don't use this too much, these KPIs. We can have a separate system, but what's cool about Resimpli is you can easily connect it to other platforms. So we've done that. But they have a whole KPI section, so you don't need to manually do that. And then list builder. So this is a massive feature that's very helpful. So you can so if you're going to be doing outbound marketing, you can import lists into this CRM, and then you can manage and see in one spot if you reach out to them. You can skip trace them, and you can tag them if I've called them already. And so say, for example, I'm just going to grab all these people. I can say action. I can add a tag of me reaching out to them already. And I could do a whole filter process of list to include. And we have a whole, I have videos with my team on how to actually manage this. But just to show you the power, you can see and manage your whole outbound marketing all in one spot. So it doesn't make sense to obviously call somebody and go through that whole process if you call them multiple times already. And so this is a way to manage all that. So that is list stacking. I could dive a lot deeper into that. So let me guys know if you guys want a video on that, but that is just a high level of what that does. There's a dialer within here where you can actually just call all your list. So it's not like a triple line dialer. They don't have that feature yet. A triple line dialer is where you can call 3 people at the same time. It's a lot more efficient way to reach out to people. Yeah, you can actually just call each person and use not your own phone. You can buy your own numbers, and you can do all of it within here. So that is very amazing. And then when it comes to active leads, you can see all your leads, which is another way that I saw that through the dashboard. You can see the warm leads. So these are just preset filters. And you can see this through a list view. You can sort it. You can add a lead easily. So if I say add a lead, you can just add them here, and it'll automatically grab a lot of the information. And actually, let's go into a lead. So this is really cool. You can see and so a lot of this is going to be blurred out, but you can see their information. If it grabs it, you can see the Zillow link. You can see the Google map. If that's already grabbed, you can click on Zillow, and you can see the property. And then you could see all the communication that you're with your team on it. So I can see, okay, there's a drip. I could actually listen to what's going on. And then I could see the text that was occurring. I could summarize the call. So there's so many little automations to make your guys' life easier. And then I can know that it's on a drip because of this little icon. And then I could easily just move the status from there. I could say the type of exit strategy once we lock up the deal. And then all of the notes on this, I can go into here and click and just type in all the notes. And then we use this section where it's more of the communication. And right now, if I were to call or text text this person, it automatically gets documented right here. So then you can easily just see how this lead has been worked. And so I can just filter by all communication. I can filter by all the notes on this lead. Let's click on notes, and it's a very easy way to work with a team on these deals. So let's keep going. Let's just go down it. So now there's transaction management section. Majority of this is going to be blurred out, but this is really cool where you can do the exact same thing that you're doing when it comes to the funnel process of a lead, getting them on a contract. If you're planning to wholesale them or if you're going to flip it and there's different stages, this is a way to manage that. So you can move them as things go, which is really, which is huge. So there's that. And then inventory and sold, these are just different filters based off of the deals that you have. Call logs, you can see all the calls that your team has made, and then you can listen to them. And obviously this would be recorded if you're in a state that you're able to record it, and it's a two-way. So check out your laws in that area in order to see if you're able to do that. But if you are, you can get them recorded. And then buyers, this is amazing. You can manage all of your buyers. So this is really cool where you can easily I can text them all if I have a certain deal. I can email them all, so I can send a bulk text. I can add a certain city. I can remove a certain city, so I can just manage all my buyers very easily. So let's just click into a buyer. And what we've done is we've made it so anytime a buyer calls our number, they automatically get added in here, which has been a game changer. So you can see these tags get added. That was from our automation. I can call this person. I could send them a text message, and all of this is being utilized by phone numbers that we purchased through Resimpli. I don't use the banking vendors. Probably there's so many other features that you can use, but I don't use a lot of these features, so I'm not going to dive into it. You just go to the settings section, so you can manage the users. When you add a user, you can give them certain ability when it comes to what they have access to, so they can see only certain leads. So there's a lot of capabilities on that front. Let's go back to settings and phone numbers. There'll be other videos on this, but this is where you could buy all your phone numbers and manage them and see if they're marked as spam. So that, and if they are marked as spam, you have to pay for it, but there's a way that they would remediate it to get out of the spam. Status automations. So this is a whole thing as well that I love. If you change the lead, for example, to a different status, you can make it so a drip campaign or task automatically gets added. So that is a automation that has been very helpful for us. And so, for example, if a new lead comes on, one thing that we do in our business is we make it so there's a drip campaign that automatically gets assigned, where it texts them to see if they are when they're available for a phone call. So depending on the status, you can automate that. So that's really cool. Templates, you can manage all your templates here. So email templates, SMS templates, RVM templates from those voicemails, your task templates, rather than having to create the same task every time. Let's do one of the tasks. You can say add new. And so now when I create a task, it just automatically gets filled. So actually, let's use one. Let's do a task. Let's just go into this. I mean, I could say add a task, and I could use a template, so it automatically gets filled out. So it automatically says the name, the call, and you could preset this, who the person is, if it's a priority. And this is based off of, this is not a good example, but let's just say for predispo, we're predisposing the deal. So that is a really cool feature. Custom questions. So within each lead, you can customize how you want the lead to show. So we like having, because in our sales process, we like all of this getting filled out. So within every lead, it'll have this information for the sales rep to fill out. You can do the exact same for your buyers, talking to vendors as well. Videos explaining all of this stuff. You can also send out your documents to get them signed through Resimpli. So when you are talking and working with the seller through the process of working with them, you can send them a template as well. Call scripts, this is really cool. Call script can show up as you are calling them. So if I go back to a lead, when I call this person, you can make it so my call script will automatically show up on the screen. So right now it's not showing up because I don't want to actually call this person, but that is one thing that you can utilize. Let's go back to the settings section, voicemail, and all these other stuff. You can make it so there's global folders. So there's a lot of customization. And in conclusion, the main power of this is a way to automate your follow-up and manage all of the people that you're talking to so nothing slips through the cracks. And it's tailored towards wholesale real estate and is very powerful. I highly recommend using it. And I have a discount code affiliate link that you can get 50% off if you're interested, and the link will be down below. If you got any value out of this, please subscribe and drop a comment. This channel is where I show real estate operators how to scale businesses through systems, AI, and organization using wholesale real estate as the proving ground. Click all the links below for all the resources I have to offer. Thank you.